Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome to Growth, a new cozy hexagonal grid-based soft strategy game where you explore and populate a procedurally generated world by utilizing unique abilities of animals. Growth blends the beauty of cozy exploration with challenging navigation around obstacles. If you're interested in this game, there is a demo right now during the Steam Next Fest starting on June 19th. And this video is sponsored by Voodoo Duck and Assemble Entertainment. And I want to show you the basics of this game and also gameplay, of course. And if you're interested, don't forget to check out the link in the video description to get the Steam page right away. Let's get cracking. So the first thing that we can do right now is play the tutorial and a random map. This is the content of the demo. If we play a tutorial, we are getting a nice introduction to all the mechanics of this game. For example, the control schemes. We can also choose now the first clusters that we can find on the map. So clusters are segments of the game where we can choose animals from. So this is all about animal growth, and we have to get animals to other positions on the map to expand our, empire. The tutorial is quite extensive and gets us through all the big game mechanics, just how a tutorial really should be. After tackling that, we can finally go into the nitty-gritty stuff of growth, that is the random maps, and we can just generate a random map every playthrough. Alright, so here we are on a new random map. We have right now 6% progress, so the goal of course is to reach the whole map, or the most interesting features that we can see, that is ancient ruins over here like this one, and like this one. I really do like the graphics, simplistic yet offering a nice atmospheric touch like the clouds. And the first thing that we can see right now in our base is that we have a cluster of 6 trees of forest tiles right here, surrounded by, or in the middle, centered by a ruin. We do have some surrounding here with grass and also sand, or that is actually something that we can't see yet, so this is what we need to explore. We got 2 deer animals available and 1 boar animal available, and we need to now, distribute them to the other sides. And this is also a bit of trial and error sometimes, because you need to really figure out where the best approach is. And you can also be extremely unlucky by just getting into water tiles, for example. And that adds to the excitement, of course, of every map that you play. Let's just check it out. It's a bit deeper green here, and we are moving towards that ruin here. And as we can see, we found another cluster of trees. These are not connected yet with that one here, so we want to connect that as well, and that is by simply getting us another deer that kind of gets into the center then here. Boom. And with that, we have a new forest cluster consisting of 5 trees with 2 deer in it once more. So every time, that is also pretty important to know, every time we use one of these animals, it's depleted, right? So we cannot endlessly expand. If we're running out of animals, then the game is over. Alright, I think we can now expand over more into this region. Since we have deer still, and it's very close, I would like to use them. The boar is for long distance traveling, if that makes sense. Alright, we do have some mountains here. This could be a problem for us. And as we can see, I cannot expand further now than this, because we are in this mountain terrain, and there's also a block here. We also have a blockade here of water. So this is basically the end for my exploration in this area. I can try to get down here or up here if I want to. And I probably need to try this. There you go. Once again, we were a bit unlucky as the blockade of water continues. That leaves me with only the boar. And with the boar, we now have to hopefully find us something useful. And unfortunately, the body water continues into this direction, so we were completely blocked. And, that's kind of like the game. We reached a score of 920, and of course, the goal is to get a higher score every time we try out this game. We've also just achieved 14% of the average map completion, so that was really pathetic on my part. But of course, we can try it again on a new, freshly generated map. Alright, so my only option is to create a new game right away. I'm itching and we need to first of all get us a higher score and also find us hopefully one of these ruins. One thing that I can notice right away is that we have a new type of tiles here as well, that's bees, and then we can use them to cross waters. Unfortunately, they are over a water right now, so I cannot get over there at the moment, so I will need to get them in another way, and that is once again with my deer. That is even more water, and once again I cannot cross. However, there is some forest tiles here that we can connect, and with that we can create a new cluster. There you go, and thus giving me 2 deer once more. Now we have a connection over here with the bee area, or the mushroom area that is, but it will create us some bees. So let's go ahead and get us over there. And there you go. And with that, not only do we get some nice juicy additional points out of that, we are already at 580. We also have bees available now. And these, well, they can travel quite far. And as we can see, we can also get over the water of body here, if I like that. So let's try this out and get those bees at least over to this area. And with that, we have created a new cluster of forest together with those mushrooms that we have and, well, the bees. And with that, we have now 2 deer in addition, just based off this cluster here. That means I can now expand a bit further down to this region over that. Don't forget, we still also have the deer over here and we have the boar. So we have actually quite a lot of options now available to us. And of course, I would like to continue a bit further into this area. Because with that, we hopefully will get to that ruin there somehow. Let's build it. And we were extremely unlucky in this case here because, well, we don't have any bees anymore, nor can we reach that territory. So I would need to create a new, well, field of deer. Unfortunately, there's only one available, so I think we might actually have a bit of a problem here. Unfortunately, I'm a bit limited now with what I can do with that deer, so I can move it over here if I want to, or I can explore, and exploring really is the only option. I can also not merge it with that forest tile down there because that is just simply too far away, and another forest tile is not enough. So we do need to create, or we do need to take the risk. And unfortunately, that was very close, however, to another cluster. Do I have another one here? No, I don't. Alright, so I guess I can also not move my boar over there. So in that case, we only have one more animal type available. That's the boar. Trying to get over there somehow. Ah, that was a bit lucky there at least, because we have found us a forest tile or forest block with another deer that we have in here. Unfortunately, one is not enough. We don't have anything else that we can do here. So once again, I can only take a risky plunge towards uncharted territory. And unfortunately, this was it once more. However, we've already doubled our score since the last time. And at least we have found 22% of the map completion. Alright, we start once more on a new map. I got another 4 ruins available. We can already see here is a stream. So I probably will not take the plunge this time. And we can, well, try to get down here. Let's go ahead with 1 deer. Alright, we do have an option here to create a cluster. As I can see, we have 2 trees here and 1 here. So if I move it here, we should create one. There you go, very good. Thus creating us 2 more deer that we can move. I would probably like to just get over here real quick, because that will create another cluster over there. And with that, we have a very juicy expansion, because now we have 2 deer and 2 boar. And that is actually worth something, I should say. Alright, we can take the plunge once more with a deer. Trying to get over there somehow. Alright, that was very unlucky. There's really nothing around it that we can use. So I can use a boar now to get even further, creating us probably a cluster here at some point. Ah, we were lucky. And in that case, I do have a cluster right from scratch. If there were no cluster now, I could have just, for example, sent another one of my deer into this tile and created a 3 forest cluster that once more creating me a deer. However, that was not needed since we do have those forest tiles right away. Alright, where's my boar? I think it's over there. This might be a bit tricky now. I could take the plunge here. And I think that's the only option I really have with those those clusters here, right? So let's go ahead. Ah, very good. And we've created another forest cluster, giving me 4 deer in total now. That is a new record. And I would like to go ahead, of course, and immediately expand. And as we can see, I should now be able to create a new cluster then here. Very good. Giving me 3 deer that we have. I think there we have 3, there we have 3. And there we have a single one. And if I move it in here, it looks like there's 2 forest tiles, right? Then I might just go ahead and give us that. Very good. And with that, we have also found us the first ruin. This, of course, gives me a nice boost to my score. We're at 2,300 already and 24 map completion. I've also gained a bit of a bonus of deer here now with 4 that we have available. Plus a boar. Where's that boar? It's here. So I could probably move it over and thus get me the bees. Let's try to get it as far away over there as possible. There's another ruin. So you might just be lucky enough. Alright, more mountains and the bees. Okay, I can take this one as my jumping hub to get over there. I could also try to get my bees over to explore. Okay. We do have more water here, so this is probably protected. Alright, there's not that many options. I could start expanding to the north now. I think that would be safer, right? We've wasted the beer, we've wasted the boar. 4 deer remain. Alright, this is the strategic element now that we need to decide on. Do I want to risk it, or do I want to take probably a safer approach up here? I think I'm going with the more safer approach, because this seems... It seems like there is the river moving upwards here still, right? So that might be very hard to pass by. So I'm probably going to try it here. Alright, that was successful. We gained actually another deer. And we can also see the end of that stream. However, there's lots of tiles that will probably lead to nothing. This could be a problem once more. Alright, we got some bees, that's great. And I'm probably going to create me a forest cluster here. And as we can see, we do have now the 4 deer here again. And I can now get them over to get me the bees. Yeah, and mountains. Can I get them over the mountain? I can. That is great. And we're doing this. Perfect. And now I've got my deer over here. Right, so we kind of like move us from cluster to the next side now. That is my new strategy, and I think this is how you should play it. And we are now having a very, very generous cluster over there, just behind those mountains. And 5 deer. Alright, this is looking very promising, because we have a bigger forest cluster here already, that we can just connect with our existing one. Hooray! And with that, we have a massive forest cluster discovered that gives me 5 deer right away and 1 boar. And I think with that, we have it settled that we can get to this ruin here. Where's the other one? The other one was down here. I think this one would be a good choice with a boar, since that could get quite the distance. Let's actually do this. Alright, we've wasted a boar on that, but no deer, right? And as we can see, this is looking a bit risky. Absolutely impossible. However, we have the deer here, and I could create a new cluster. Let's do this. Very good. And with that, we gain actually 6 deer. Unfortunately, this will be hard now. I could get one over there to get me the bees. There you go. And with the bees... Oh yeah, we don't even need to cross it, right? With the bees, I can get over there to this ruin. Unfortunately, I think I cannot get over there now, right? I would need to create a deer cluster somewhere here. This could be possible. Having one here and one here should connect the cluster, and then we can get on to the ruin. But I would like to do this after we actually get this ruin there, because this is a safe one for me. Very good. It's not, right? Because we have wasted the boar. There we have a cluster now with 2 forest tiles, and now we can connect it. Push! into another ruin, another 480 points. And with that, we have 57 completion and 6,400 points. Hooray! And I think this is the only ruin left. And then we would... No! Oh, there's the end boss of ruins. Very far away. However, I would still like to try this. Very good. Now we have that cluster of deer. Can move over and connect this ruin here too. To gain us some more deer and also a boar. Where's that boar, by the way? Ah, that was over here. Look at that. Problem, there is nothing over there for us to discover right now. So we wanna kind of like risk it. We need to get to that tiny area down there. I could also try it from this side. That is closer, so we can try this. Alright. Alright, we have created a new cluster here. But look at that. This is a very dangerous area. We got the bees. Yeah, there's too much water here. I guess we should have kind of like used the bees here to cross, right? That would have been possible. But unfortunately, that's a bit too late now. So that ruin will be impossible now. I can only try to get my score higher up there a bit. Alright, there was another cluster. We're lucky today. And I could try to get some bees into my territory again. Look at that. There would be even another expansion possible. Perfect. Another 2 deer. Might make it possible for some exploration up there. I cannot get over there without bees, right? So without that, I don't even need to try. This unfortunately does not provide me bees, but I could use it as a jumping point. But we only have 1 more tile left, so that's going to be a plunge once more. That was successful. And that was not successful. However, we should still have a boar. Here. And with that, the game is over. But that is really what I'm happy with. 76 map completion, 8,500 scores. And I'm just itching to try it out once more to get even a higher score. If you like this game and enjoy the demo, have a look at the link in the description that gets you to the Steam store right away. And with that, happy puzzling. Stay tuned.